Hello, my loves. It's been a month or more probably of me not posting anything again, and I really have no good reason for this. It's just that I just have school, man. And you know, I go to school, it's like my occupation or my work, you get me? Like, does anyone else start to feel that way too? School just become work for them at some point in their lives. It's only like the start of this January of 2023, after I uploaded the video of everything I learned in 2022, that I realized that, you know, I need to stop getting emotional towards school and everything, because it's my work, basically. It's my responsibility. And so I stopped. And I have to say, things has been getting a lot better from there, because I don't take things personally anymore. You know, in school, I'm gonna just say it out loud, everyone don't really fucking care about you. I thought I'd change up the tone of the channel for a little bit and do a little bit of like this chat time. We're gonna get into the topic of this video really soon after I do my skincare. By the way, my birthday is coming up this month, and there's going to be a new video coming out related to the birthday theme party. It's going to be really fun. I've been wanting to do it for a few months now that I think about it. My 17th birthday is not going to be anything extravagant. We're not gonna have an actual party, like big party, but like it's gonna be really cute. So let's talk about the main topic. Hold on, let me change this setup first. Okay, so I don't know if this setup look better, but we're just gonna deal with this. Okay, so I have like a little few notes that I have here in case I forgot something when talking about the dark side of Pretty Privilege. And I know that sounds like super cringy and like very, very sensationalized, but I don't think people talk about it enough in like this vloggy chat kind of way. They kind of just talk in like a very social commentary aspects with like research and stuff, and like taking real examples from the world. But this time I want to bring this topic and like my own personal experience with it, because hey, I'm not fucking narcissistic, but my experiences tend to fall into like the negative side of people who have this type of pretty privilege. So I think one of the inspiration of me wanting to bring this topic up is like G-Idol released a new comeback, and their pre-release single is called Allergy. It's about like, and the chorus is like, why the pretty ones are lovely, why the sexy ones are. And that song got really stuck with me because I am a sucker for 2000 rock, like upbeat pop rock theme, and that was just on repeat for me for like a few days. Also Dustin Wong, yeah, you can go check him out, but he's like a big inspiration of me making this thing. He made a video, I think, about like perception and how people want to be perceived, and how people's perception of you is basically how you perceive yourself, and it's really complex and interesting, and it's like a sick game almost. And let's talk about pretty privilege for a second. Like, everyone wants to achieve pretty privilege, but then if everyone becomes pretty, then ugly don't exist anymore, and then what? It will become like a homonym society. Have you ever just think about it? If everyone becomes pretty, then prettiness or beauty is not going to be valued anymore. So in order to be pretty, they have to be the ugly. In order to be the good, there have to be a bad. There needs to be a balance to it. Of course, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but until now, we still, even me, I am such a sucker to follow the beauty standards. Let's actually talk about the dark side of pretty privilege. I think the first one, if I can summarize it in one sentence, would be unwanted attention. I really don't get it. The thing is, right, I've only recently, like ever since, I think me uploading to my YouTube channel has made me become more self-aware of how I present myself. And believe it or not, I have to. I mean, it's like, I think every human being does this, but when you're on camera, you subconsciously make yourself look better, because it's going to be immortalized. And this is probably going to be immortalized too and shared to the whole internet, and it's gonna stay there forever. But I wasn't exactly a confident kid growing up on my looks. In fact, I used to think like I looked like a little monkey, and you know, like, you know, I was just a little monkey, and I act like one. I would climb everywhere. I was such a super active kid. For the longest time, I never really liked anyone. When someone asked me like, who do you like, I would say like, oh, this guy, just pick a random guy, because like if I say no, then you're like, aha, you're lying, you must like someone. Like, no, I really don't have any interest with anyone until like only a year ago, honestly. And that's when I realized that I am in the spectrum of asexuality, and I am asexual. And as for aromanticism, I am in the umbrella of what you call a demi-romantic. By the way, this video is in June, so happy Pride Month. Yep, Yep, I'm gonna bring that up just for a moment. I feel like us who doesn't really feel anything or rarely feels anything, rarely ever gets celebrated and called out, and we tend to be perceived as like the really weird ones in society because what? How can you not feel anything? How can you not feel attraction? Anyways, that's probably a topic for another video. I really am getting into this tangent, aren't I? Okay, so I grew up not feeling pretty and whatever, but there's this really weird thing. Like, I think I remember when I was back in Jogja, and my like old hometown, my second hometown, you would say, and I was visiting my childhood friend there, and you know, I was like staying at a hotel, and then we did a little bit of swimming together, and I remember us going to the arcade, going to the mall, you know, just having a good time. And wait, I have like a Polaroid picture. This is like us at a photo booth. It's right here. That's me in the right. It's so bizarre. Oh, I haven't really changed a lot since then. I mean, my face, but definitely a lot has changed. Let me tell you, a lot has changed. So I was wearing this jacket, right? This jacket, but because underneath that I was wearing this thing where it was like kind of like shoulderless, but it still has sleeves in it, so it's kind of like fashionable. And I remember just like us like wanting to use like Uber, right, to like go back to our hotel, to my hotel, and like just just go our separate ways. And then I remember this dude, this janitor, kind of like hitting on me, man. And I'm just a kid. I was like 13 at the time. It was like my first ever experience of getting hit on by someone. And the thing is, I wasn't even wearing clothes that revealing. Like the way he said it, he just asking like regular question, like, but like in a very intrusive way. It's like, hey little girl, where are you going? And like in Indonesia. And it kind of fucking creeps me out, like what the fuck? And he was saying it out loud too, like across. He was like this janitor just sweeping the exterior of the mall. And then he just said that, and I'm like, can please my Uber just come, man? And I probably have a lot more like catcalling. And let's talk about sexual harassment. I don't know if this is too much of a heavy topic, because when I first told this story to my psychologist, when I used to have a psychologist, and she immediately sympathized with me and was like, are you okay? Are you mentally okay? And it's like, which is so weird, because honestly, I don't know. I just like, it's just a thing that happened. I'll get over it. But apparently it's like, it can be a big thing to everyone else. You know, I always grew up feeling like I can emotionally detach to like traumatic shit happening to me. So like, I don't remember, la 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 la. Probably have a lot more catcalling experience than that. But oh, the pandemic happened. That's probably why, I was staying at home and developing depression, But about my first ever sexual harassment, and I hope this will be the last experience, is, wait, is it sexual harassment or sexual assault? What's the difference? But anyways, we were just watching, I was like, this is my first 2 months of like moving into this new country right here, and I remember us watching like a Broadway show. It was just like, it was a fun time, and they were singing Mamma Mia, like Mamma Mia, here I go again. I remember just being so hyped, and the guy next to me is a local here, right? And he cannot speak English, and I thought, wow, what would be a great opportunity for me to learn how to speak the foreign language here, right? But then this guy started asking like weird shit. He has a friend next to him, next to him, that's like asking provocative question, and he looks like he's like want to push me to ask something like inappropriate, but like it's in his foreign language, and I wasn't fluent at the time, so I have no idea what he's saying. But I just remember feeling kind of off and uncomfortable. But I remember just like, this guy is literally next to me, like we were sitting next to each other, and so I really have to play it cool and be friendly. I cannot just like turn like a cold shoulder to this guy, because he's bigger than me and like more powerful than me and like physical stuff. And my mom was in my right side, and so she doesn't know, she was enjoying the concert. So then this guy, right, we were sitting and then we were watching Broadway, and I remember this guy was like doing this, and then he started like going over my shoulder like here, and then like holding me like this, like want to like do this to me. And I remember feeling like, oh shit, this is happening. This is like the people in the movies that are talking about what's called sexual. I'm actually gonna Google it for a second. Okay, so sexual harassment is unwanted sexual advances or remarks So I guess that's more verbal, and sexual assault is sexual contact without consent. But yeah, this guy went over me like this, like, and is doing an intimate gesture, which I do not consent, and I was feeling very creeped out. No, he didn't stop there though, and he started like going caressing my thighs with his right hand, my left thigh, and then he squished it, and I remember feeling like, what the fuck is this guy doing, bro? And I remember him when he's speaking, because we were both wearing a mask, right? Because it's still like after like the COVID happened, and then he was like really wanting to go close to my face to talk to me, and I'm like, bro, you don't have to go that close to my face to talk to me. And I remember feeling really creeped out, because the area, even though the area is pretty far away, like 40 minutes away from my home, I have this like psychic, now it's like this antenna signal feeling like, oh my god, after this Broadway concert is done, this guy's probably gonna ask me for him with his buddy and car to go to my house, probably like tailed us there, or it's gonna go the other way around and we're gonna be forced into their situation and go to whatever the fuck they went, right? And this was just such a traumatic experience for me to tell, but I don't know, I kind of got over it. But I guess this is relevant right now. So I remember my mom didn't notice this, she was in my right side, so I was telling my mom, and it's like, Mom, I think this guy is sexually harassing me and assaulting me, and I think this guy's onto like some bad stuff, so can we please go from the concert early, right? And I remember feeling like inside so panicked, but I have to keep calm and cool outside. I remember this guy next to me, in my left, was just like busy talking to his friends, probably on how to like, they want to like get on me, or the thing is, he's like 30 years old, he looks 30 years old, I was like 15, bro. And he was asking me weird stuff too, I remember now. It's like, are you married? And I'm like, what the fuck? It was such a creepy behavior. And I remember my mom agreeing and like, okay, let's go. This is like the encore. They were doing the encore. So the concert is almost finished. And I remember we got up and then we go to our car. And I remember like, oh my God, we just like, well, we fucking run, because I was terrified. I remember like my heart was beating so fast when my mom started the car, when we were in the car, and it was like, oh God, thank God it's over. I have a feeling it's gonna get so much worse, and it pisses me off so much, because I was enjoying the Broadway concerts so much, but then this dude just like kind of ruined the whole night for me. And every time my mom bring up that Broadway concert right in my area, she always said to me, I always remember that experience, like not vividly, but like I do remember the key points of like the traumatic stuff happening, like ding ding ding. Fortunately, after that nothing really big had happened, but I do get, I guess this is just me being a woman, I guess, but every time I wear a little bit revealing or a little bit like figure showing, I do get a lot of those stares from those guys. And you know, I'm a performer, I like to do music gigs and stuff, and so when I'm in my performing career mode, I gotta wear something that's like eye-catching, right? And the backstage, all these dudes who are like part of like the show is always like looking at me like, not like just a glance or something, like just treat me normal, bro. It's like this, like whoa. And I'm like but yeah, so I guess a lot of unwanted attention. And speaking of unwanted attention, the dark side of pretty privilege is ingenuine attention. It's not just unwanted, it's ingenuine, it's not genuine. I think it's like I've developed trust issue over the years, and I think it has gotten a lot more worse when I have like a social media following. People getting close to me and like, you know, being overtly friendly with me kind of like makes me suggest that like, oh my God, they want something from me. What kind of ulterior motives? What are they befriending me for? I do want to bring this topic a little bit about trust issues and things related to it. It's just like the fear of intimacy. Something weird has been happening a lot to me lately. You know, as a kid, I used to be such an oversharer, which is a toxic trait in and of itself. And I do think that I gotten told of it better, and not right now, I just don't share anymore. So I got the other end of the spectrum. I'm at the other end of the spectrum as of lately, like 6 months lately. I just have that mindset, right? Where I feel like my mindset is like slowly becoming like one of a traditional man's mindset, where like, well, I have a problem, but if I tell it and share my heart and feelings and emotions to someone, it's not like they're gonna fix it, and it's not gonna be useful for me. So why the hell would I be vulnerable to someone if it has no use to me, right? The second one is like just like suppressing emotions. I guess that's it for my personal experience on like the dark side of pretty privilege. And I realized just like you can have just like a lot of thousands of followers on Instagram and everyone like praising you and like appreciating you and complimenting you and all these messages and stuff, and you got all these connections, like all these famous people, but it's not fulfilling. It doesn't fulfill you, because at the end of the day, everyone online, well, if you're not like actively like fucking online all the time, no one really cares about you. Once you turn off your phone and you look around, if you got no one else, I mean, like, this is talking outside your family, right, your friends, your real life friends, realize it feels so fucking lonely, isn't it? And I think at the end of the day, this pretty privilege, all of this fucking useless social constructs and like loopholes and this toxicity that we all created, it all boils down to one thing, isn't it? Because we just don't want to feel lonely. We just want to meet people and have connection with real people, be genuine again. Because I think it's really hard. If you're not grounded in like today's world, I mean like 2023 and probably moving forward, it's only gonna get worse, especially with the development of AI. And that's kind of like the conclusion. I think that's about what I can say so far. I think I've been talking for like a total of half an hour. By the way, summer break, school break, what vacation, holiday break, whatever the fuck you want to call it, is coming soon. And so that means more content. Probably in the holiday, I'm gonna like read a lot of books and just like record a bunch of content. There's a lot of project contents that I really want to do. And I hope you're here to stick around. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll catch you on the next one.